I'm so excited to be sitting down with you. I saw some clips from the film, and it is so fabulous, so terrifying. Notoriously, horror films are not scary on set. Was this different to that? Will you ever have moments where you're like, this is actually a little scary?
There was a couple of, I mean, without giving too much away, there was a couple of scenes where we were kind of shown a set.
Yeah, it was one of the set pieces.
One of the
as an
set.
adult.
We were seeing the set kind of for the first time.
But the cool thing about doing this, and I've talked about this a couple of times, is a lot of the stuff that you see in the movie is practical, which you don't really see anymore. You know, like most stuff is CGI'd, and when you get to experience it for real, it creates a whole different, it evokes a whole different feeling. Like when we were there, we were walking to stuff where we were like, okay, this is going to be really easy to slip into this world.
Yeah.
In the first film, Andy, the director, kept the children away from, from the scary one. Did you guys? Did he try to trust you to be around him, or did he try and save that for on camera?
No, he was totally cool with us being around Barbara. I thought.
Yeah, Barbara's
awesome.
Yeah, she's actually really
She's really
nice.
not scary at all. I don't know why.
I mean, she did bite Wyatt.
No, I mean,
but that's been said.
Barbara's so
paid out
sweet.
Wyatt
Yeah,
years
he's
ago.
fine.
The producer. No, in terms of Pennywise, did you guys interact?
Oh, Pennywise. We didn't know.
Totally misjudged
We didn't know you were allowed to talk about that.
Yeah.
No, Bill Skarsgård's just a genius.
Yeah,
he's a genius, and we did hang with him, and I mean, he gives an amazing performance. Just working with him, he's such a beautiful guy, and then the minute he goes into the thing, you're like, it's really terrifying. You know, he can really, it's like, he's not even a human. It's like working with like a animal or something. It really is, where you're kind of, on your toes, and it's all very genuine. I have one scene with him where it's just the two of us, and it's my fear is genuine.
Yeah. He starts to look like a glitchy reptile.
Yeah.
But it's really unnerving because there's like this there's like no humanity there. It's like an animal trying to pretend to be a human. But the level of skill that requires as an actor, and then if it's incredible.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Now, the actors that you portray, from the first film, it's pretty uncanny, not only how much you look like these younger actors, but also the mannerisms. Did you get a chance to meet any of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, we all got to meet
What was
them.
that like?
Well,
anticlimactic.
Yeah. I mean, and like,
we're
old.
We're like older, and they didn't want to hang with us.
Yeah, I don't think Jack Dylan Grazer thinks I'm cool.
And Wyatt was
okay.
Wyatt was very funny. He had a. Well, yeah, I think he wanted another person originally, and so
Who did he want?
He was like, I really wish it was Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but I guess you'll do.
And it's like, Wyatt, you look nothing like this.
So we were already looking at each other, kind of like a little
reality.
standoff.
Can't believe he said that to you though. That's like. That's
but he's hilarious.
Yeah,
like
it's
all
funny.
like Wyatt is like the funniest kid in the world.
Yes.
So it was like funny, and that was actually like a lock-in of like Wyatt and I both had a very strange sense of humor, and I just loved that kid. And what he did in the first film, as to play the adults, it's such a luxury to be able to see the movie and have all the manner. It's not even about the mannerisms. It's just like the person, and being able to start there. And Wyatt did such a beautiful job with it. So
no, it's so true. You have such a great reference point as actors to go. Tell me about was there a letter or a photograph? Tell me about this.
They gave us a letter from their. They wrote us a letter to their older selves.
As their childhood selves, talking about
kind of their dreams and aspirations for who they could be.
Yeah, and then they gave us a picture.
A framed
photo of them, and
as young children,
and we all got them at the same time, and all of us had the exact same thought. We were like, I can't put a picture of a small child up.
Thanks. This is super weird.
I can't, and we're all on location, so it's the only framed photo in our apartments is like a picture of Finn Wolfhard as a child.
And then a friend comes over, and it's just like,
I have it on my desk.
That, and it's
Who's that? No one.
No one.
It's work.
Yeah, it's work.
Well, what's this letter? This sweet letter next to
that
the
he wrote
frame.
to you. It says love, Finn.
Guys, this is getting really. I thought it was scary. This is getting even scarier.
Yeah,
this was our introduction to it.
We were like, no,
what?
this is weird. Here, take this.
That is so
It was
funny.
very sweet.
Now, of course, Stephen King.
Who?
Steve, you know Steve-O, as we would say in
Steve-O.
Australia, we'd call him
Steve-O.
Steve-O. We would,
They tried to put that on book jackets forever, and they would not.
No one was buying
No one
them.
was into it. It was
Well,
like Steve-O, King-O.
Well, Steve-O from Jackass. He took over the
Steve-O.
name,
yeah, that was
What
probably.
about
But
Steve?
he's a genius, you know, and he's a dark genius. I mean, these ideas are coming out of this man's mind. Have you had the opportunity to meet him?
I didn't meet him.
I didn't. Isaiah
You
did.
did.
I met.
You
Yeah,
did.
that's right. You didn't meet him.
I didn't
No,
meet him,
I
no.
met him. Yeah. Well, I forgot that you weren't there. I met him with Isaiah Mustafa and James McAvoy and a couple of others, and Andy and Barbara. And he's so friendly, and it's strange because it's he's like a legend, and he actually sort of speaks kind of colloquially in the same way that he writes, because he writes these really long passages, but then he'll get really non sequitur. You know what I mean?
He'll be like, go here, go there, and you're like,
But he did this. He actually did that when we were all about to go out to dinner, and we were talking like, oh yeah, we'll see you later at 6:30. Is that right, Andy and Barbara? And he's like, and he walks up and he's like, Steven, are you coming? He's like, it's a shame they killed that man, John Lennon.
are you serious?
Yes.
Were you talking about it?
I was like, you know what, man? That's right. It is a shame they killed John Lennon. The Beatles were awesome.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
When you used to
Anyway.
listen to the Bleeder.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad you brought that up.
What?
You're like, I'm so glad you brought that up.
No, but it was
No one
like
talks
I
about
was
it in 20 years.
well, it's that genius mind that's just fire. You know what I mean? It's firing all the time. But it was so awesome meeting that guy.
When you saw the first film, were you like, I want to be in the sequel?
I saw the first film and I just thought, well, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. And then I had a friend say, oh, Finn in an interview said he wants you to play him as the older loser. And I went, well, that's sweet. And I didn't think anything of it. And then my agent called me and said, did you see it? And I said, yeah, no, it was great. And he said, oh, they want you to meet the director. And I went and met Andy, and the first thing Andy said was like, so Finn, he wants you to play the older Richie. And I was like, whoa, all right, well, cool. So yeah,
So Finn gets 10%.
Finn gets 10% of everything I do now.
You should totally fire your agent.
I
Just
know.
have him
Finn
work
is
for you.
just running the show.
I knew Andy Muschietti and Barbara from before because I had actually auditioned for a different role in the first one. And so we had known each other for a while. And then I kind of had a similar thing with Bill. It was a little bit different. It was just, when they started casting, I was just talking to a friend. I was like, I think Andy's going to call me and try to get me as the kid. And sure enough, he did. So I just got really lucky with that one. And then I watched the movie like between that and then meeting him again. I was like, okay, this kid talks really fast. If I can just match that tempo, everything's going to be fine.
So great to meet you. I think I'm going to go for the role.
Yeah. Well, no, I'd met Andy before, so yeah.
That was awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much.
you.
Love it. It's going to be such a hit, and it was a real treat to
Thank you.
see
Thank you very much.
Thank you.